Hello patrons, I'm sorry that this video is a little bit late this month. As most of you know, I was really sick last week. I mean, for the entire week, from Thursday morning last week until this morning, Friday morning. Oh man, it was so bad. So I haven't been able to stream. I've just been basically sleeping through that entire process. I didn't even have like a ton of time to play games and catch up on stuff because like it was so hard to just like even focus on doing something. Like all I could do was either lay there and sleep or just like watch YouTube videos. But I couldn't really do much that involved any sort of like focus or anything like that. I had these headaches and it was bad. So anyways, I'm over that now. I feel a lot better this morning, and I'm ready to get back to it. So I wanted to let you guys know where I'm at on the projects I'm working on and let you know what's coming up on the channel so you can look forward to it. First thing I want to announce is that we technically had the 100th podcast last week, but I couldn't be on, so we called it 99-2. But this week we're going to do the official episode 100 for our podcast. And we're going to do a live podcast for that. At the moment, if anything changes, I'll let you know. That is going to be happening on Tuesday night, this coming Tuesday, starting at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And it's going to be kind of a live sort of Q&A podcast, right? So we might take a few of the topics that have been suggested and start there, but what I really want it to be is more interactive so that people who are live in the chat can ask questions and we can respond to those. So it'll be a little bit different than the typical podcast in that we'll probably have shorter answers on a lot of different questions versus just focusing more on like 5 or 6 topics. So anyone who can be there, if you can make time in your schedule for that, 6 p.m. Mountain Time on Tuesday. So yeah, 6 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time on April 18th, Tuesday, April 18th at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. If you can be there, that would be awesome. We can't wait to interact with you guys. Okay. Next is an update on the Chrono Cross playthrough. For those of you who have played the game, you'll know where I'm at when I say this, but I just barely finished fighting all the different elemental dragons. And I'm now getting ready to probably do a couple of side quests before heading to the Sea of Eden. So that's the point in the game where I'm at. I assume that's about 2/3 of the way through, maybe a little more than that. So we're getting closer to the end of the game at this point. And once we do that, I'll do video discussions, as I normally do for games. Talk about all of its different aspects. I'll begin writing and doing research. And again, all of that full process is available. It is all streamed. My entire playthrough is streamed. The writing process, the research process, everything's going to be streamed as I'm creating the video for the Beastaga level, the $10 patrons and up. So I'm going to be continuing that playthrough on Monday, starting next week on Monday. I'm feeling better today. I think I will still do Final Fantasy Friday tonight, but I'm going to kind of limit my streaming to that. Because while I'm feeling much better, I don't want to overdo it. This was a really bad illness, so just trying to take it easy. Okay, a couple other things I want to mention really quick. I have a collaboration coming up with Pat Holloman. If you don't know who he is, you need to check out thegamedesignforum.com. We had Pat Holloman on for a podcast a couple months back. He and I, were talking together on that podcast. But he's written a number of books, really like in-depth breakdowns of game design for several of our favorite games of all time. You can access those in shorter form on thegamedesignforum.com, or you can buy the full books. He also has a YouTube channel now that he's By the way, links to all of this will be in the description, so you can check out Pat Hallman's stuff in the description. But he and I are working on a video collaboration together. It's going to be a 2-part series, one on his channel, one on my channel. So that's coming up. That's going to be really fun. And then another video that I've really, really been thinking a lot about, because, I don't know, in the last month or so, maybe month and a half, I've seen lots and lots of big disagreements in the comments on my channel and in our Discord server, and amongst other YouTubers that I follow. I won't name any names, but there's just been a lot of people fighting with each other. And I've tried to observe these debates and these discussions and these arguments. And as a lot of you know, a big part of why I'm doing what I'm doing on the channel is to try and be a bridge to between the gap between a lot of fans, even within, say, the Final Fantasy fandom. You know, people who will praise and adore their favorite game, but throw all this hate and shade at one that they don't like. And, you know, with all the effort that I went through, say, for the Final Fantasy 13 review, to try and understand other people's perspectives, to include that in the review itself so that it would feel inclusive of many different ways of thinking about the game. It's that no matter what you feel about it, you could watch it and enjoy it. That's a big part of what I do, and it's really important to me, this idea of learning how to understand the way other people think. And whether or not you ultimately agree, learning how to be amicable in the way that you discuss it with people, and how you can share your opinion without being aggressive and offending other people. And just to help people have greater understanding of one another is a big part of the method behind how I make my videos. So I've been seeing a lot of this discord among people lately, and I've started doing a lot of research into self-affirmation, motivated reasoning, and a lot of psychological principles that go behind why people get so upset when somebody doesn't like a thing that they like, or vice versa, when they don't like something and this other person says that they like it, and why they got to fight about opinions, and why those get so heated, and why they become, I don't know, like so ugly over an opinion of a video game or something, right? I've been trying to study the psychology behind that. Still doing some work on that, but it's a video that I want to make to try and see if there's a way that we can sort of change our mindset a little bit in how we discuss these things, and in learning to become more open. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to always agree with people. Ultimately, I still didn't think that Final Fantasy 13 was that great of a game personally. I don't like it that much. But in the way that I discussed my opinions, in the way that I went about talking to people about how I feel the way I do, it's been amazing to me to see how many people are warm to that message and that understand where I'm coming from. And while agreeing to disagree, they still like it or whatever. There was no need to get so ugly about it. And anyways, I'm creating a video right now that's all about that, essentially, and is looking for a way that we can talk to people in our initial approach to discuss an opinion on something, to where we can like basically set up the conversation to where it's almost guaranteed that it's going to go well, rather than getting into situations where you're trying to share your opinion and then this person just gets angry and it just like spirals out of control. And I think that where I'm going with this, and I'm going to test it a little bit too, maybe that'll be part of the video, but I think I've found the answer in human psychology as to how you can approach a discussion where you can then be almost guaranteed that the person you're talking to will be open to what you're saying. And so, anyways, that's another big video that I'm sort of like trying to put together in my head right now and getting ready to write here in the next little bit, so you can look forward to that as well. anyways, that's the update for this month. I want to personally thank all of you for your continued support. It means a ton to me, and it motivates me so much to just really provide excellent content for you guys to watch, and to create the content that you want to see. So, we're going to be coming to the end of Chrono Cross here in the next week or two, and once that's done, we'll have another vote on what the next game will be that I will be covering. So, look forward to that. I love you guys, and I appreciate you very much, and I will talk to you again soon.